Joked about having an affair at a party. Now my husband wants a divorce. I'm sitting at our kitchen island, staring at the divorce papers. Nathan left on the granite countertop before he walked out the door this morning. My coffee has gone cold, but I can't bring myself to move. The house is so quiet now. 3 weeks ago, I never would have imagined being here, alone, with my marriage crumbling around me, all because of one stupid joke. April 12th. I'm standing in Cassandra's extravagantly decorated living room, champagne flute in hand, feeling the slight buzz that comes after your third glass. Nathan is across the room, deep in conversation with Mark about some boring work project. I watch him gesturing with those steady hands of his, the same hands that made me feel safe for the past 7 years. I smooth down my new red dress, the one that cost way more than we agreed our fun money allowance should cover, and turn back to my circle of friends. Emma, Tara, and Cassandra are all laughing about something, and I desperately want to be included. God, look at them talking about spreadsheets or whatever, I say, nodding toward Nathan and the guys. So serious all the time. Emma smiles sympathetically. At least Nathan's reliable. David forgot our anniversary again last month. I roll my eyes dramatically. Reliable? Sure. Exciting? Not so much. Sometimes I wonder what it would be like to be with someone who actually surprises me. I take another sip of champagne, feeling it warm my chest and loosen my tongue even more. I think, this is my moment to shine. I always make them laugh. Nathan's been so boring lately. All work and responsible adult stuff, I continue, voice louder than necessary. You know, I've been getting coffee with this guy from my yoga class. Thomas, he's got that bad boy thing going on. Motorcycle, tattoos, the whole package. I lean in conspiratorially, enjoying how their eyes widen. Sometimes I think about what it would be like to just, have a little excitement on the side. The words hang in the air for a moment before Cassandra laughs nervously. That's when I notice the room has gotten quieter. I turn and see Nathan standing a few feet away, keys already in hand, his face completely drained of color. I'm heading home, he says, his voice steady but cold in a way I've never heard before. I immediately feel my stomach drop. Babe, I was just joking around, I say with a forced laugh. You know how I get after a few drinks. Come on, don't be so serious. I'll see you at home, he responds, not meeting my eyes. Before I can say anything else, he's walking toward the door. I turn back to my friends, rolling my eyes dramatically. He's being so sensitive. It was just a joke. But Tara isn't laughing. Meg, that was pretty harsh. Nathan heard everything. Oh, please, I say, waving my hand dismissively. He knows I'm just messing around. There's no Thomas from yoga class. Nathan needs to lighten up. But as I say it, I feel a twinge of unease. I think maybe I went too far this time. But he'll get over it. He always does. 3 a.m., I'm fumbling with my keys outside our front door, the Uber driver pulling away from the curb. The house is dark except for the porch light. As I step inside, I call out, Nathan, you awake? No answer. I kick off my heels, leaving them in the middle of the hallway, and make my way upstairs. The bedroom door is closed. When I push it open, I see Nathan lying on his side of the bed, back turned toward me. Are you seriously still mad? I ask, turning on the bedside lamp. It was a joke, Nathan. Joke. There's no yoga guy. He doesn't move. Go to sleep, Megan. Don't be like this, I say, sitting on the edge of the bed. Everyone jokes around at parties. It's what people do. Nathan sits up then, and I'm startled by the look in his eyes. Not anger, something worse. Disappointment, maybe. Hurt. Would you have laughed if I had joked about cheating on you in front of all our friends? He asks quietly. I feel defensive heat rising in my chest. That's different. How? It just is. You're making this into such a big deal. I stand up, suddenly annoyed. I'm going to shower. In the bathroom, I catch my reflection in the mirror. Mascara smudged, lipstick faded. I think he's overreacting. I didn't actually cheat on him. Why is he being so dramatic? The next morning, I'm at the kitchen table nursing a hangover when Nathan comes down, already dressed for work despite it being Saturday. Where are you going? I ask, wincing at the brightness streaming through the windows. Office. I have work to catch up on. I reach for his hand as he passes. Nathan, come on. Let's not drag this out. I said I was sorry. He pauses. No, you didn't actually. I blink, thinking back. Had I apologized? I must have. Well, I'm sorry you got upset, but it was just party talk. Nathan shakes his head slightly. That's not an apology, Megan. That's you still not getting it. He gently removes his hand from mine. I'll be back later. As the front door closes behind him, I slump in my chair. I think, fine, if he wants to be dramatic about this, let him. He'll get over it. But he doesn't get over it. That night, he sleeps in the guest room. Sunday morning, he's gone before I wake up, a note on the counter saying he's meeting his brother for lunch. By Sunday evening, when he finally comes home, the distance between us feels like miles instead of feet. We need to talk, he says, sitting across from me at the dining table we never use except for special occasions. I've been thinking about what happened, I begin, eager to move past this. And I get why you're upset. I shouldn't have said that stuff. Nathan nods, but his expression remains serious. Why did you say it? The question catches me off guard. I don't know. I was drinking. Everyone was laughing. It was just stupid party talk. That's not what I'm asking. His voice is calm but firm. Why would you even joke about cheating? Do you think about being with other men? No, I exclaim, feeling my defenses rise again. It wasn't about that. I was just trying to be entertaining. By humiliating me in front of our friends? I wasn't trying to humiliate you. My voice rises. God, why are you being so sensitive about this? Nathan's jaw tightens. There it is again. You think I'm overreacting because I don't like being the punchline of your joke about infidelity? I think you're overreacting because it was just words. I didn't actually do anything wrong. The moment the words leave my mouth, I see something change in Nathan's eyes. A light going out. He stands up slowly. I need some space to think, he says. I'm going to stay with Eric for a few days. Panic rises in my chest. What? No, that's ridiculous. You can't just leave over one stupid comment. It's not just one comment, Megan, he says, his voice tired. It's a pattern. This is just the clearest example yet. As he walks upstairs to pack a bag, I follow him, a desperate feeling growing in my stomach. What pattern? We were fine until the party. Nathan stops packing for a moment and looks at me. Were we? When was the last time you asked about my day or thanked me for anything I do around here? When was the last time you showed me any respect? I open my mouth to respond, but find I can't remember specific examples. I think, this is so unfair. He's blowing everything out of proportion. I need some time, he says, zipping up his overnight bag. I'll call you tomorrow. I watch him walk down the stairs, too stunned to follow. I think he'll be back tomorrow. He's just making a point. But tomorrow comes and goes with only a text, I need more time. The day after, the same. By Wednesday, I'm furious. Wednesday evening, I'm pacing in our bedroom, phone in hand, typing and deleting messages to Nathan. Finally, I hit send. This is getting ridiculous. Come home so we can talk this out. I said I was sorry. 10 minutes later, his reply, I'm not ready yet. I call Emma, needing someone to validate my feelings. Nathan's still staying at Eric's, I say as soon as she picks up. Can you believe he's dragging this out for days over one stupid joke? There's a pause on the other end. Have you really apologized, Meg? Like, sincerely? I sit up straighter. Whose side are you on? I'm on the side of you guys working this out, she says gently. But that joke, it was pretty harsh. I could see how hurt Nathan was. It was just words. I insist, feeling betrayed. I didn't actually cheat. Words matter, though, especially in public. Emma pauses again. Would you have been okay if Nathan had joked about having a hot yoga instructor he fantasizes about? I feel my cheeks flush with anger. That's different. Why? Because I struggle to articulate why it feels different. Because he wouldn't joke about that. Exactly, Emma says softly. Maybe ask yourself why. After hanging up, I'm seething. I think even my friends are taking his side. This is so unfair. Friday evening, I'm standing outside Eric's apartment door, heart pounding. I've texted Nathan to meet me for dinner, saying we need to talk, but he hasn't responded all day. Desperate times call for desperate measures. I knock and wait. Eric opens the door, looking surprised and uncomfortable. Is Nathan here? I ask, trying to peer past him. He's not, Eric says, blocking my view. He moved out yesterday. My stomach drops. What do you mean? Moved out? Where did he go? Eric shifts uncomfortably. I don't think he wants me to say, Meg. I feel tears welling up, a mixture of hurt and indignation. This is ridiculous. I'm his wife. I think you should give him the space he asked for, Eric says firmly. He'll contact you when he's ready. I turn and storm off, tears now flowing freely. In my car, I pound the steering wheel in frustration. I think, how dare he hide from me? This has gone way too far. Saturday night, I'm sitting alone at our dining table, the dinner I've prepared going cold. Candles flicker unnecessarily. Nathan was supposed to come by to talk. I'd left 3 voicemails and finally got a brief text agreeing to stop by. But he's now 2 hours late. My phone buzzes. A text from Nathan, "Sorry, can't make it tonight. We'll call tomorrow." I throw my phone across the room, watching it bounce off the sofa cushion. I think, this is insane. All this drama over a stupid joke. Sunday morning, my doorbell rings. I rush to open it, expecting Nathan, but find Cassandra instead. "Hey," she says, looking uncomfortable. "Can I come in?" We sit in the living room, the silence awkward between us. "I saw Nathan yesterday," she finally says, "at the coffee shop near my place." I lean forward. "How is he? Did he say anything about me?" Cassandra looks down at her hands. "He was with Eric and James. They were talking about apartment hunting." The words hit me like a physical blow. "Apartment hunting? He's looking for an apartment?" She nods slowly. "I didn't talk to him. I just overheard. But Meg, he wasn't wearing his wedding ring." I feel like I can't breathe. This is real. This is actually happening. "I know it was just a joke," Cassandra continues carefully, "but it was pretty bad timing, especially after what happened at the New Year's party." I stare at her. "What do you mean?" She looks confused. "You know, when you told everyone that Nathan was financially stable but sexually boring? He was standing right behind you then, too." I had forgotten about that. I'd been drunk then, too, trying to get laughs from my friends. Nathan had been quiet for days afterward, but eventually seemed to get over it. "And at my birthday," Cassandra continues, "when you kept comparing him to your ex, saying Brad had been more adventurous, with each example, I feel myself shrinking smaller. Had I really done all that? I think, but those were just jokes too. Everyone jokes about their spouses." "I'm just saying," Cassandra finishes, "maybe from his perspective, this wasn't an isolated incident." After she leaves, I sit alone in our too quiet house, reality finally starting to sink in. This isn't just Nathan being sensitive. This is Nathan being done. 2 weeks after the party, I'm sitting in our kitchen staring at my phone. Nathan has finally agreed to meet me for coffee. My hands are shaking as I get ready, applying makeup carefully, choosing an outfit I know he likes. At the cafe, I spot him immediately, sitting in the corner, looking better than he has any right to. He's gotten a haircut and is wearing a new shirt I've never seen before. I slide into the seat across from him, attempting a smile. "Thanks for meeting me." He nods, his expression neutral. "How are you?" "Miserable," I admit, my prepared speech dissolving. "Nathan, this has gone on long enough. I miss you. I'm sorry about what I said. It was stupid and thoughtless. Please come home." He looks at me for a long moment. "I've been doing a lot of thinking these past couple weeks about us, about our marriage." Hope flickers in my chest. "Me too. I realize I've taken you for granted. I promise things will be different." Nathan takes a deep breath. "Megan, I've been unhappy for a long time. What happened at the party? It wasn't the cause. It was just the final straw." I feel like the floor is dropping out from under me. "What are you saying?" "I'm saying I want a divorce." His voice is gentle but firm. "I've already found an apartment. I hired a lawyer. I'll be serving you papers this week." "No," I shake my head frantically. "No, you can't do this. Not over one stupid joke." "It's not about the joke," he says, frustration finally breaking through his calm exterior. "It's about respect. It's about years of you putting me down in front of others, making me the butt of your jokes, treating me like I'm some boring accessory instead of your partner." Tears are streaming down my face now. "I'll change. I promise. Please, Nathan, don't throw away 7 years over this." "I'm not throwing anything away," he says quietly. "I'm finally standing up for myself. I deserve better than how you've treated me." He stands up then, placing money on the table for his untouched coffee. "I'll have my brother pick up my things on Thursday. The papers will explain everything about the house and finances." As he walks away, I sit frozen, unable to process what's happening. I think, this can't be real. He can't really leave me. But he does. A month after the party, I'm sitting on Tara's couch, wine glass in hand, telling her about the latest development. He won't even take my calls now. Everything goes through the lawyers. Tara sighs. Have you really looked at your part in all this, Meg? Like, really looked? I bristle. Of course I have. I've apologized 1,000 times for that stupid joke. But do you understand why it hurt him so much? Because he's insecure? The words come out reflexively. Tara shakes her head. No, because you humiliated him. And from what you've told me, it wasn't the first time. I was just joking around. Were you, though? Tara asks, her voice gentle but prodding. Or were you trying to get attention by putting him down? I open my mouth to deny it, but something stops me. Was that what I'd been doing? Using Nathan as the punchline to make myself seem more interesting? The thing is, Tara continues, Nathan was always your biggest supporter. He bragged about you to everyone. Have you ever heard him make a joke at your expense? I try to think of an example and come up empty. Nathan had always built me up in public, even when I wasn't around. Maybe instead of focusing on getting him back, Tara suggests, you should focus on why you felt the need to tear him down, to build yourself up. That night, I'm lying in our bed, my bed now, staring at the ceiling. For the first time, I let myself really think about how Nathan must have felt, not just at the party, but over the years. The small digs, the harmless jokes, the comparisons to exes. I think, oh God, what have I done? 6 weeks after the party, I'm sitting in my lawyer's office reviewing the divorce settlement. Everything is fair, more than fair actually. Nathan isn't trying to take advantage in any way. He's being very reasonable, my lawyer comments. Sometimes these things can get nasty, but he's making this as smooth as possible. I nod numbly, signing where indicated. Even in divorce, Nathan is being the better person. As I drive home, I pass by a restaurant where Nathan and I had our third date. On impulse, I pull over and go inside. The hostess seats me at a table for one. I order a glass of wine and sit there, memories washing over me. The way Nathan had looked at me back then, like I was the most fascinating person he'd ever met. The way he'd always listened so intently when I spoke. I had felt so valued, so seen. When had I stopped giving him that same respect? I take out my phone and scroll through old photos of us. There's one from our honeymoon, Nathan laughing, his arm around me, looking at me instead of the camera. I hadn't even noticed that detail before. While I was posing for the photo, he had been looking at me with such love. I think I took that for granted. I took him for granted. 2 months after the party, I'm standing in line at the grocery store when I spot him. Nathan is a few checkouts over, grocery basket in hand. My heart leaps, then immediately sinks as I notice the woman beside him. She's laughing at something he said, her hand casually resting on his arm. I duck behind a magazine rack, watching. There's an ease between them that twists something in my chest. Nathan looks happy, relaxed in a way he hasn't been in years. I abandon my cart and rush out to my car, tears blurring my vision. In the safety of the driver's seat, I break down completely. I think he's already moving on. He's already found someone who appreciates him. 3 months after the party, I'm sitting at my dining table, boxes piled in the hallway. I've decided to sell the house. Too many memories, too much empty space. My phone buzzes with a text from Emma. How are you holding up? Want me to come over? I type back, I'm okay, just packing. Thanks though. The truth is, I've been avoiding my friends. Their sympathy feels like pity, and their occasional gentle suggestions that I might have played a larger role in my marriage's demise than I want to admit still sting too much. I pick up a framed photo of Nathan and me on our wedding day. We looked so happy, so full of promise. Where had it all gone wrong? The answer comes too easily now. I had taken him for granted. I had treated his stability, his reliability, his unwavering support as boring rather than as the gifts they were. I had sought validation from others at his expense, and when given the chance to truly apologize and change, I had been too proud, too defensive. 4 months after the party, I'm sitting in my new apartment, smaller, but all I need now. The divorce was finalized last week. 7 years of marriage ended with the stroke of a pen. My phone shows a notification from Instagram. Without thinking, I click on it and find myself on Nathan's profile. He doesn't post often, but there's a new picture. Nathan on a hiking trail, arm around the same woman from the grocery store, both of them smiling widely at the camera. The caption reads, New adventures with someone special. I close the app, feeling the finality of it all. He's happy, he's moved on, and I'm left with the consequences of my actions. I think I could have been there with him. That could still be us, but it isn't, and it won't be. 6 months after the party, that stupid, fateful party, I'm sitting on a bench in the park near my new place, watching couples stroll by. The weather is turning cooler now, autumn settling in. My therapist, yes, I finally started seeing one, suggested I write Nathan a letter, not to send, but for closure. I take out my notebook and begin. Dear Nathan, I don't know if you'll ever read this, but I need to say it anyway. I'm truly sorry. Not just for the joke at the party, but for all the times I failed to appreciate you. For all the times I made you feel less than. For all the times I put my need for attention above your feelings. You deserved better from me. You deserved a partner who valued your steadiness instead of calling it boring, who recognized that reliability isn't dull, it's a rare and precious gift, who understood that love isn't about grand gestures, it's about the quiet consistency of showing up each day. I miss you, not just because I'm alone now, but because I finally see what I had in you, what I thoughtlessly threw away. I hope she makes you happy. I hope she sees what I was too blind to see until it was gone. I'm trying to learn from this, to be better, to understand why I felt the need to tear you down to build myself up. It's hard work, looking at yourself honestly. I wish I had done it sooner. I know we won't get another chance. That door is closed, and rightfully so. But I wanted you to know that I do understand now. Too late, but I understand. Take care of yourself. I close the notebook, tears streaming down my face. I won't send it. There's no point in disrupting his new life, his happiness. This lesson, painful as it is mine to learn alone. As I stand to leave, I spot a couple arguing nearby. The woman is dramatically rolling her eyes, making a show of her frustration as the man speaks quietly, trying to calm the situation. Something about the scene feels uncomfortably familiar. I think that was us. That was me. I want to go to her, to shake her, to tell her what might happen if she continues down this path. But I don't. Some lessons can only be learned through experience. Instead, I walk away, carrying my hard-earned wisdom with me. One careless joke didn't end my marriage. It was the culmination of a pattern of disrespect I was too blind to see. Now I see it everywhere, in myself, in others, in the casual disregard so many show to those who love them most. I've lost Nathan, but maybe, just maybe, I found something else, a better version of myself. Someone who understands that respect is the foundation of love, that appreciation matters, that words have power. It's a bitter lesson, learned at too high a cost. But as I walk through the falling leaves toward my empty apartment, I make a promise to myself. If I'm ever lucky enough to be loved again, I won't take it for granted. I won't use humor as a weapon. I won't seek validation at someone else's expense. Some jokes aren't worth the punchline. Some mistakes change everything. Some lessons come too late, but they come all the same.